www.cityfm89.com.
You're listening to
The Drive-Thru with Wes Malik.
Every night at 9:30, you know and I know that we've got a brand new track for you. And tonight is a very, very special night because we've got a brand new song from the Australian band called Starflight. And the special thing is that the lead singer and guitarist of Starflight, Jib Khan, is here with us tonight. So, Jib, welcome to the studio and tell us about your brand new single, man.
A brand new single is a brand new single. It's called Phasers on Stun, and it's a love letter to the B-grade science fiction films of the 50s and the 60s. It's a very retro track, but we tried to give it a fresh, modern edge, if you know what I mean. It belongs to our debut album, which is an 11-track album called Adventure Beyond. And so here it is, Phasers on Stun.
City FM 89's new at 9:30, Starflight with Phasers on Stun. It's a special moment because Jib Khan, a.k.a. Najib Khan, or is it the other way around, is here with us in the studios. I'm really glad that you came all the way from Australia for this radio show. I'm glad that we could get this done.
Yeah, it was a hell of a camel ride. I gotta tell you, it took me 3 years, but I'm here.
So this song came out just very recently in Australia on the 30th 30th of June, so it's hardly 9 days or 10 days old. And you're now touring Pakistan to promote your new album?
Yes, absolutely. And my very first tour is here in your little cabin.
My cabin. So, interesting to note that you actually started out in music performing with Harun.
That is absolutely correct.
How did that happen?
Well, we were attending high school together. I must have been about 45, and he must have been about 7. And we both were keen as chips on rock music. He played guitar, I played guitar, and we shared a lot of dreams together in high school. And so we formed our band, which was Vibrations to begin with, and then became Idiosyncrasies. But because nobody in the band could actually spell Idiosyncrasies, we had to change it to something else, which I can't remember what it was.
So what happened? Where did the split happen?
As happens in real life, we all went to university, and a little later he joined us in D.C., in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And I graduated and went my way to Australia. And he came back to Pakistan and showed us all what he could really do.
So you kept with the music, and you kept the music alive throughout those years since you were playing in high school and in Australia. So tell us a little bit more about your band, Starflight. When did it start? How old is it? Because I have very little info, so you got to fill me in on all the nitty-gritty and all the cool details.
All the goss.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have much. But this started about 7 years ago. With the advent of the internet and the amazing technology we have now in our living rooms, where we don't have to go to $1 billion studio. You can do it all at home if you have a rudimentary understanding. So it was a collision of media as well as technology, which allowed all the songs that I had floated in my head to be able to actually realize them. It took 7 years.
Oh, wow.
So,
long time.
It was a real passion project for me.
Is this the first album that you've released?
That is correct.
Cool.
I do have 1 billion songs I need to record, but this is the first album.
All right, so who's in your band with you in Starflight?
Well, Starflight's basically a duo act. Damien Spagna, who happens to be a fantastic keyboard player, does all those harmonies with me, is my right-hand man and my Mr. Fix-It.
Okay.
It's basically the two of us, although we do have session musicians. We have a session drummer who played on 10 of the 11 tracks. So
I'm seeing a trend here. Australian bands usually come out in duos, like, Savage Garden and stuff. So are you like the new Savage Garden of Australia? Are you?
Wow. Well, if I could have half the financial success those guys had, I'd be very, very happy.
All right, we'll talk more on City FM 89 with Jib Khan, who's here from Australia, from the band Starflight. And I want to get into the details of the name of the band and his other songs as well. If you got a question for him, text him to 8989. In the meantime, here's Fables of Kent with Homeless. This is City FM 89. We've got Starflight, Najib Khan, Jib Khan in the studios, and we've got a really special request from Harun. Yes, the Harun, who would love to listen to Rocket Like a Stone by Starflight. And he's got a message for Jib Khan, which I'd like to say on air. He would love to direct your next video, which should be Rocket Like a Stone. Will you let him do that?
Mate, I'd give $1 billion for that to happen.
So let's listen to your great track. I hope this plays here. It should stream in a second or so. I really hope it does. Or we could just chit chat about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Maybe you could play it live, hopefully. Okay, here is Rocket Like a Stone.
Wake me, baby, won't you shake me? Tell me when you're ready. You got me in a trance, so I'll try to hold it steady. Changes to a sweet groove. You gotta get a little closer, get a little closer. Can you keep a secret? Hold me like you said you'd hold me. You got my heart, so keep it. We We're Casanova. We gotta make some changes in the way we grow. You turn my world upside down, knock off my crown, rock it like a stone. You turn my world upside down, knock off my crown, rock it like a stone. You turn my world upside down, knock off my crown, rock it like a stone.
All right, we've got special guest Jib Khan from Australia from a band called Starflight.
Wonderfully said.
When I first heard it, I was like, wow, cool, Starlight. And then I was like, no, wait, there's an F in there. So I was like, Starflight. And it's very reminiscent of, Starship and, like you told me, Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship. Is that a coincidence or?
Not really, because the music itself is very sort of borrows heavily from the late 70s and the early 80s. Let's call it neon pop for now, shall we?
Right.
And Starflight sounds like a Daggy name. Daggy meaning the Australian vernacular for uncool.
Uh-huh.
So it was an uncool name. Most bands wouldn't keep it, so we got away with that. As well as the fact, yes, you've got Starship.
Yeah.
You've got the Starship bands that all had logos. Remember those bands at like Boston that had a big spaceship with a logo?
Exactly.
So it sort of lent itself to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that happened.
Okay. You're from Australia. You just came from there a couple of days ago.
Yes, sir.
You're in town for a couple of weeks. You're going to spend Ramzan in Pakistan.
Absolutely.
Where did you leave did they customs confiscate your Australian accent? You don't have an Australian accent. Where is it?
Well, mate, it's been hiding out here for a while, and you mongrels are going to hear it now. This is what a real Australian sounds like, okay?
Can you say, that's not a knife? That's a knife. Can you say that?
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
I love that. Thanks so much, dude. That was awesome. What do you expect to do with your new album in terms of achievement? You've got one great video out for Phasers on Stun, which is your dance track. We just played Rocket Like a Stone, which is a really cool, upbeat, 60s sounding, very, very happy kind of song, which Haroon is going to direct for you now. The Haroon, the greatest pop idol that we have.
Prince
Of pop, Asian pop. The
Absolutely.
first guy to get his band's video up on MTV.
That's correct.
First Pakistani band on MTV, which, considering, and you go way back with him, eh?
We do. He's got to be one of my very dearest and best friends.
Cool.
We shared a lot of dreams together.
Really?
And I'm so proud and so happy. He made almost all of them come true.
Cool.
That's a hell of an achievement.
It is.
Yeah.
It is quite an achievement for him. And so what do you expect with the new video coming out and the album? And what do you expect? What are your expectations with it?
World domination.
It's fantastic.
Well, as an indie artist, it's not the easiest thing. We knew it was going to be a long and arduous battle.
Mm-hmm.
Now with Haroon directing our second singles video, I'm sure it'll do a lot better than the first.
So Starflight is really aimed at the Australian market.
It is. But one would like to believe that good pop music, because let's face it, it's not rock, it's not hip-hop, it really is pop.
Mm-hmm.
I think it doesn't matter about the language.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've got fans on our Facebook page that are Italy, Sweden, Iceland.
It's global.
Yeah, it's global.
Okay.
And now can be.
Any plans of singing in Urdu?
Can you hear the cactus going by?
chirp, chirp, chirp.
Tumbleweeds going there.
Silence. Stern silence.
Did that make you think? Have you thought about it or no?
I'm ashamed to say
Mm.
that with my accent and
आपकी उर्दू तो मेरे से तो बेहतर ही होगी.
nahi ji nahi bilkul nahi.
नहीं?
It's I can say a couple of things and I can say it really well.
Okay, and that's it. Okay. So
Limited.
nothing on the cards yet, eh?
I wish.
Okay, let's get to some text messages that have come in on 8989. Question for the guest. Generational bands like Nine Inch Nails were giving content for free. Is this something that an artist has to pursue more, or does it work?
The environment has changed so much, but yes, to a certain degree. But it's got to be give and take. I think musicians should be willing to put their music out there. Audiences should say, hey, I really love that. And you know what? I'll support the artist and give back. Because if nothing's coming back, then, hey, art is going to suffer. So, yeah, absolutely, we should put it out there free. But it's got to be goodwill, give and take.
If you'd like to see and listen to the video of Phasers on Stun, you can go to www.reverbnation.com/starflight.
Oh.
Again, see, I knew I was going to make that mistake. And then you can also find them on Facebook at facebook.com/starflight.
Starflight Band.
Starflight Band.
Yes.
And if you don't find that link, I've posted the link on facebook.com/RJWest for you, so you can just click on it and get there. And if you go to the Reverb Nation site, you can find 4 or 5 songs and you can stream them absolutely free. And if you want to buy them, you can buy them from there as well. And what are Mr. Jib Khan's future plans about his music in this fast-changing times? In these fast-changing times, what are your future plans for music now that the album is out and stuff? Aftab from Karachi is asking.
Well, thank you, Aftab. That's a very relevant question, and I wish it wasn't so darn hard. But there you go, Aftab. You're a clever fellow. The thing you got to do is you've just got to keep putting music out there and promoting it the best you can, and hope at the end of the day someone out there is going to appreciate your craft, because a lot of craft and love does go into it. And that's the best we can do, is just keep putting the love out there, really.
Cool. Very good. All right, we've got Starflight with us on City FM 89. We've got your requests coming up, but we've got a special musical guest on the Drive-Thru tonight. Jib Khan joins us from all the way from Australia. He's the frontman of a band called Starflight. Check them out at reverbnation.com/Starflight. Jib, are you going to sing something for us tonight?
Maybe just a little bit of a chorus from a song. How's that?
Oh, I'd love that.
All right. Say the word.
All right, let's do it.
She wants an angel from amazing wings, yeah. She wants everything that heaven can bring, yeah.
Awesome, fantastic. Tell us just a little bit more about your friend who plays the keyboards with you.
Yes, Damien and I have a very interesting story about meeting. We were both working in a call center together, and this call center had a chill-out room. And I was going into the chill-out room, he was coming out, and he was a lot younger than me, but he was wearing this black T-shirt with the Bee Gees written across it.
Oh,
And I said, wow, a guy his age wearing a Bee Gees shirt, that's like social harakiri. Yeah. Cut your throat now.
Right.
That's not, yeah, exactly. I was like, this guy's brave enough to wear a Bee Gees shirt. You know what? We started talking. It turned out he was a keyboard player, and the most amazing thing was that we both had synchronicity when it came to our musical tastes. It was the weirdest thing.
cool.
I'd name a band and go, I love that. He'd name a band and go, oh man. And it was amazing.
So it was instantaneous chemistry between you. Got together.
Absolutely.
You guys have made an album. Do you guys perform live?
Not yet. But if we get big enough, world domination, then of course we will have to tour.
Jib, thanks very much for being on the show with us.
Thank you, Wes.
Can we find you on Twitter?
Starflight is on Twitter. In fact, all that information should be, I think, on the
Okay.
Nation side.
And the Facebook site is facebook.com/StarflightBand. because there are other Starflights here and there.
Nowhere
yeah?
as good as this one, though.
Fantastic. Thanks very much for being with us. All right, back to your requests. We've got Metallica, Kire Makore, Muse, and Aerosmith. Maybe time to pop in one more.
www.cityfm89.com